It's funny that after I put a video out saying that there's no information on Ghost Recon, like a day later, there's now information on Ghost Recon. You guys have been wondering what my thoughts are on the single player gameplay that dropped the other day on the Ubisoft channel. I'm not gonna do like a trailer breakdown or whatever. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna talk about some of the things that really stuck out to me, positive and negative. And I want to start with something that is actually positive. And I gotta say, like, it's not the fact that the game overall looks like, and we're talking graphically here, looks good, but there are some aspects of this trailer that actually looked really good. I still think the character models and the animations, I still think they look kind of mediocre. The animations are they're pretty choppy at some points, and you can still see it here in the gameplay. But what I wanted to focus on was when he's running through like the jungle going towards the camp stealthily, the trees and the weather effects. I thought it looked actually pretty good. Like, I have to say, it looked pretty good. And that's why I say it's weird. Like, that looks good. And then on the other hand, like, I feel like the characters, and even during the cutscene at the end, the characters they just look weird to me. Like, it doesn't look like as much polish has gone into them. And I get it. This is a huge open world game. They have to cut down on some things, but just like from a graphical standpoint, there are things that look good and there are things that look pretty mediocre still. And that's kind of what I said back in the day too. Like, it gives me like a pretty mediocre vibe. When we're talking about character animations though, there are some points where he like snaps over objects and stuff like that. And it just to me, it looked like a little bit more polish could have went into it. Now, that being said, this is the first time that I think that we have seen the cover system at work. And it looks to me like it's a soft cover system. Like, there's no snap to cover, there's nothing like that. He walks up to a little like half wall, and the character kind of does like a side, like turns his body to the side and rubs up against it, and then you can see he opens a menu as he's walking out of it, and the character is kind of still stuck in that sidewalk cover animation. So yeah, it's definitely a soft cover. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of cover systems to begin with, especially with third-person shooters like this. I feel like that freedom of movement is probably the most important thing, and I guess if they were to implement a cover system, this would be the way that I would want it. So you're not limiting yourself by hitting a button. It's just snap in and snap out, instantaneous, seamless, I guess you could call it, cover. I think that's probably, if you were going to do it, this is the best way to do it. I'm not a fan of the wheel, the command wheel. To me, just based on experiences with like SOCOM confrontation, command wheels and weapon wheels and stuff like that, it just, I don't know. To me, it's not ideal, I guess. When he opens the attack menu, you can see all the different areas that have yet to be unlocked for him. And you can see that it says unknown boss, unknown boss, unknown boss. So it's basically, you clear an area, you do the final objective, which is what this trailer is actually showing, the final extraction of this area. So you do that, and then you move on to the next one. So you're basically just clearing the island of the cartel and doing the story missions in between it. There's a lot of them. The map, like they said, this is the biggest open world game that they've ever made. Yeah, like it definitely is big. When he hovers over a farm and like there's a leaf icon on there, which kind of just really gave me a Far Cry vibe. So it looks like there's going to be a couple different activities for you to do on the map. There was a gas station icon on there. I'm not sure if that's going to be something that ties into the game, but yeah, it looks like there's a little bit to do. They're following the story missions. I'm sure there's going to be side missions as well. This brings me to the point, like, I watched the cutscene at the end, like after they extracted the girl, and then she's in there, and the writing and the voice acting, I mean, it's there. It's there. I don't think that that's something that anybody is really going to be overly excited about. To me, like, this game just feels like it's going to be a little bit better than mediocre. Which isn't really saying much, but like I've gotten tweets from Blue Drake 42. I'm guessing he's played the game. He says it's one of those games that is just broken enough to be hilarious, but still playable and enjoyable if you enjoy being retarded. which tells me that there's some merit to when I say that the animation issues are still prevalent in the video. It looks like there's not enough polish on the overall character movement and the shooting mechanics. One thing I will say good though is there's a little bit more of a transition between third and first person. I don't know if you guys noticed it. In the old videos, it was an instant fucking snap. This one it's like not even half a second. And that's what I said. You need that subtle just third space first. And I think they did pretty good. The first person shooting, I've never been a fan of snapping from third to first. I think if you're gonna do third, stick to third. If you're gonna do first, stick to first. This hybrid shit, I don't know. I've seen it in other games, and I don't know. It just never felt that good. If it was me, and even playing previous third person shooters that did this, I would just shoot in third person. To me, it just feels better. I hate the transition, but at least they fixed that instant snap, because I think it just looked a little strange. Yeah, and like the whole trailer gave me that mediocre vibe. The worst thing about the trailer, and let's talk about this, the worst thing I thought about the trailer was the vehicle handling. When they put the girl into the Humvee and they're driving down the street, and it's just that's what really showed me that this is going to be more of an arcade type of game than a tactical realistic type of Ghost Recon experience. That it just looked really bad. And that's what stuck out to me when I was watching that whole sequence play out. I was like, God damn, like this looks cheese. I was trying to think of a game to compare it to, and even though I didn't play much of it back in the day, but I feel like this game has given me a Mercenaries 2 vibe. You know what I mean? And Mercenaries 2 to me was just fucking unpolished. Not garbage, but it felt like it needed another year even back then. And this game has given me that vibe. So I don't know if that's just a sign of things to come, but that vehicle handling threw me off big time. So yeah, overall I got like a pretty just okay. Like I'm not even hyped for it, which is sad because I like tactical shooters. Let's talk about this MSI leak that I saw on Twitter. Now, there's a screenshot of the game, or like the wallpaper that we see with the guy holding the gun, and the words overlaying it are "something is happening soon, 2017 1/26." So it points to January 26th. I don't know if this is a real leak or if this has been faked, but it has the MSI logo, it has the Ubisoft logo, and the Ghost Recon logo, and you guys are seeing it on screen here. I don't know if this is the date, or if this is the date they're going to announce the beta, but this is something that I saw leaked on Twitter. I don't know what kind of merit this holds, but it points to my prediction that it's going to be happening the last week of January or the first week of February. It's right in that ballpark. I feel like this is going to be the beta date, and this is just me being like super over analytical. I feel like the fact that they titled this single player gameplay, it always just makes me hold out for the fact that there might be PvP, there might be online, but really it just shows like single player, they're just playing with AIs, right? They usually do the co-op gameplay. It's unfortunate, guys, but I don't think that Game Informer article back in the day is actually correct. I don't think we're getting PvP, which is super unfortunate, because like I see this and I see how the guns shoot, and yeah, the character, yeah, everything is mediocre, but for a third-person shooter, we don't get a lot of them, and I think that if there was some PvP action, I think that's something I could actually get into. But for me, I don't know, like the game has to be fucking solid for me to want to dive in and just play the thing all the way through. Just seeing everything surrounding it, man, I just don't think it's gonna be that. And this trailer to me is just more of the same. Like I said, the graphic fidelity on like the weather and the environments, maybe it was just the way the clouds were overcast. I don't know, but it looked better in this trailer than in previous trailers. But really, that's it. That's really just it. They kind of showed off the skill system, where he got the explosive drone. And even that, like I saw some of the skills, it was just like stamina, drones, and and then there was one you can unlock when you get like a really high level. It's just, I don't know. It just seems like such a generic, basic thing. The game's coming out, March 7th. So we're like right on the cusp. Like this shit's about to go gold. Like this beta is going to happen at the end of the month here, and then it's fucking on. Like it's good to go. I will be reviewing the game. I know that comes out during PAX week. So I might be down in Boston playing the game. So I got to get myself a gaming laptop or something. But yeah, honestly, guys, I don't know how to feel about it going into it. For me, there was no hype before, and there's nothing that they've shown me that's like, oh my god, I'm changing my mind. It's all just feels the same to me. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Use the keyword single player. That lets me know you guys made it to the end of the video, and I want to know your guys' thoughts on Ghost Recon leading up to this beta and leading up to launch. My name is Big Fry. Shout out to the Fry Nation. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.